What is up, everyone? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch and Gaming News video. Today, we've got some awesome information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Nintendo Switch hardware, Splatoon 2 plus neon green and the neon pink Joy-Cons for the Nintendo Switch are in stock. So I did talk about a lot of this information as far as the news that we're going to be going over in my live stream, but that live stream was 3 hours and 30 minutes or so. So I wanted to break down some more of the interesting information in normal PE news videos for you guys and add a little bit of extra insight without all the other stuff going on. So terribly sorry if you did watch all of my live stream, but I did want to get it to all the people who probably aren't going to sit through 3 hours and 30 minutes of stuff. So let's get into this here. So this is actually an exclusive bundle from Walmart to where you can pick up a custom like Joy-Con Nintendo Switch Splatoon 2 bundle. It comes with some nice extras, especially if you're into Splatoon 2. So I want to go over some of the description because I thought the marketing they've put there is pretty cool. So the portability of the Nintendo Switch is enhanced by its 6.2-inch screen, which displays bright, high-definition gameplay at the park, on an airplane, in a car, or at a friend's apartment. Nintendo Switch comes with 2 Joy-Con that can each act as a standalone controller with an analog stick, a full complement of face buttons and shoulder buttons, built-in motion sensing technology, and all-new HD rumble. They can be inserted into a Joy-Con grip accessory to be used like a traditional controller, held comfortably in each hand for independent left and right motion controls, or shared between 2 players for instant multiplayer gaming in front of a TV or out on the go. This special bundle includes the Nintendo Switch console and the Nintendo Switch dock in black with Splatoon 2 game, a fresh carrying case, and all the extras you will need to get started. Nintendo Switch hardware with Splatoon 2 plus neon green / neon pink Joy-Cons for the Nintendo Switch. So awesome stuff there as far as the description. I really like the fact that Walmart, especially for a place that may be more casual when it comes to shoppers and buying stuff, Walmart is really taking the initiative and using the descriptions as far as clearly laid out by Nintendo, because there were some issues when it comes to the Wii U and even the Nintendo 3DS when those launched, when it came to sites like Walmart or Tesco or other places like that, that not necessarily known for their video gaming prowess or their video gaming sales. So it's really good to see that they're really harping on the fact on pretty much each product and making sure that it's accurately displayed the appeal of the product. Plus there was some other information there as far as Nintendo and the mobility of it, but that was a fantastic description of why more of a casual player or someone who's not hardcore into games would know exactly what the Nintendo Switch is about, why they want to buy this bundle, and what it can do. From right there you can pretty much tell if you want to purchase the system. If you've already seen some of the games, you know Nintendo makes Mario, you know they make Zelda, but you want to know a little bit more about the system, that is a perfect explanation why you'd probably want one. You can take it to a friend's house, you can have split screen multiplayer right there, 6.2-inch screen, high definition graphics, everything that you need to know about the system is right then and there. Whereas with the Wii U, you saw this tablet controller, could you take it somewhere else? How far could it go? It was a little bit murky when it came to things. Whereas with the Nintendo Switch, everything is crystal clear when it comes to the system itself and how it was described. So I'm really happy to see that. Now the system, as far as the Nintendo Switch Splatoon 2 bundle, comes with that nice custom box art as well. It's still in stock at Walmart, so if you want to pick one up, go ahead and add it to your cart. It's $379.99, and they do have free 2-day shipping. So it's not too much more than what you'd expect if you bought all the items separately. Nintendo Switch is $299, Splatoon 2 is $60, so right there you're already spending well over $360 plus the tax on there, and then the case, a lot of carrying cases are $10 or so, so it pretty much equates to the same amount, but you get that nice Splatoon 2 carrying case in addition to those custom colored Joy-Cons as far as the neon green and pink. So it's definitely worth it if you're looking to get into Splatoon 2 and you want a Nintendo Switch, you want something cool, well, this is a nice one to have there. So let me know what you guys think about this bundle, and if you're going to pick this one up, also let me know about that in the comment section below. Alright, and moving on to the next article here. Monster Hunter Double Cross for the Nintendo Switch ships over 300,000 copies in Asia. Now, according to a new report from Ace Securities, Monster Hunter Double Cross, the Nintendo Switch version, has shipped over 300,000 copies across Asia alone. The download ratio is also said to be very high in Japan. Also, Capcom shipped more than 200,000 units in Japan alone. Of course, ship differs from sold to consumers, and Media Creates' last official numbers through September 3rd had it at just over 110,000 copies plus it doesn't count digital at all. However, that number does not account for eShop sales like it does say here. And I will also throw in there that the number from the media crate doesn't always account for online retailers and of course the digital sales like they did say here. And this is the type of game, as far as Monster Hunter, that you're probably going to want to have on your system at all times. And Japan is increasingly getting higher and higher when it comes to download and digital counts, because this is a portable system in addition to a home console. So just simply having that Monster Hunter in there at all times and not having to swap the cartridge out, especially if you're a big Monster Hunter, is really key for a lot of people, because you save yourself time. You save yourself maybe a few seconds, maybe up to a minute as far as getting the cartridge and then putting it in there. So if you're really big into Monster Hunter, then just simply having a digital copy would be probably the best bet for a lot of people in Japan. I know Splatoon 2 has like 60,000 plus units in sales, so definitely nowhere near the physical box copy, but still has a lot of digital sales as well. And I think that's even an old number. That was for the first 2 days of sales, it was 60,000. So even at this point, it could be well over 100,000 units when it comes to digital sales for Splatoon 2. So I can definitely see a good ratio as far as digital sales in Japan for Monster Hunter Double Cross. And once again, it goes to show you guys that some people never learn. I saw the outrage. I saw people blowing up and getting all mad over when Capcom said that they want to have a goal for Monster Hunter Double Cross on the Nintendo Switch of 300,000 to 500,000 copies sold. And of course, we have the clickbait going on that Monster Hunter Double Cross is some sort of test, or that Capcom is testing again with Monster Hunter Double Cross, which they never actually said quote for quote verbatim. That's just what some of the websites were clickbaiting in order to get the news out there and blow it up, because Nintendo fans have been known to get emotional when talking about Capcom. So that's the reason why we saw those headlines. Not that they actually said that, but either way, 300,000 units, although it differs from sold to Capcom as far as the numbers go, Capcom has already sold that amount to retailers. So anytime a retailer decides to purchase more of it, that has already been sold through Capcom. Now, sold to consumers, not yet, but sold from Capcom's perspective, yes, already been sold from Capcom's perspective. So they have made that money on those units. So they have essentially already hit their goal at this point of the 300,000, depending on how they look at it in terms of sales. But it's pretty clear, especially with the digital sales combined with what they've already done, that it's going to hit that 300,000 unit goal, especially when the Nintendo Switch continues to be at the top of the sales charts, and as more and more people actually be able to find a Nintendo Switch, Monster Hunter Double Cross's sales will continue to go up. So that's one of the things that when I saw people saying, oh my gosh, this is horrible, it won't even get to 200,000, I scoffed at that. I scoffed at the notion that a Monster Hunter game on the most popular system, the hottest system in Japan right now, somehow couldn't get over 200,000 sales and couldn't reach a measly amount of 300,000 for a big game. No, 300,000 is not a lot. For an indie game, definitely a lot there. But for a port that we've seen before of Monster Hunter on a hot system, 300,000 copies should be easy for them to hit pretty much within the first few months on the market, at least with shipment numbers. So yeah, they're already there. So all those people who were saying that, well, wrong again. But it's all good, because I do feel that Capcom knows that there is a big audience for Monster Hunter on the Nintendo Switch, and all this is going to do is make the next Monster Hunter game for the Nintendo Switch, not Monster Hunter World. I don't feel that game will be coming. The new Monster Hunter that I feel that's going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch, a Monster Hunter 5 or Monster Hunter 5 built for portable play, as far as Monster Hunter 5 Portable or something like that, that's built for the Nintendo Switch. I do feel that that is going to be a game that really shows up big on Nintendo's system when they do decide to announce that. We don't know when. Obviously, this is me just speculation on that, but I know that Capcom knows that people want to play Monster Hunter portably, and you can't really do that with Monster Hunter World when it comes to the systems that it's on. So let me know what you guys think about this news and the sales in the comment section below. Alright, and moving on to the last article here. This is something that I also addressed on my live stream, but I definitely wanted to put it in a more condensed format for you guys so we can talk about it a little bit here. So Final Fantasy 15 director talks more about the Nintendo Switch Tease, hasn't had any luck finding a system. So it was about last month at the Gamescom where Square Enix's Hajime Tabata hinted at something Final Fantasy 15 related for the Nintendo Switch. And he followed that up with the initial tease since then with Kotaku. Actually, he's talked about it a couple times, so we'll get into that. He did let Kotaku know that Nintendo contacted him after the whole Gamescom thing and the tease and all that. Nintendo contacted him. He did not reveal what was said, but you can think that maybe what was said there had an effect on what he's saying here. So let's go ahead and get into this here. So as for the Gamescom's tease and the Nintendo Switch, Tabata explained, quote, "It was kind of a joke response. That said, we aren't dismissing the hardware in any way. We believe it's a great platform, and we're open to looking for opportunities. And if the opportunity presents itself and there's something we can do on that given platform, we'd like to do it. Tabata also went into how he hasn't had any luck finding a Nintendo Switch and it's been hard for him. So let's talk about this a little bit, because I had quite a number of people trying to come at me saying that, oh, I don't know what I'm talking about based on the video that I did about Final Fantasy 15, and also questioning my integrity, which I went over on the live stream, but I definitely want to say that again, because everything that I've said with Final Fantasy 15 on the Nintendo Switch has been based on what Hajime Tabata said about Final Fantasy 15 coming to Nintendo Switch. He heavily teased during the segment about Final Fantasy that Final Fantasy would be coming to the Switch. He said it, not me. I did not make that up. I did not say, oh, I have some type of internal source. I said nothing of some sorts, even though other people have at some point and now are not saying that. But at this point, Final Fantasy 15, when it comes to anything that I said on the game, is based on what he has said. It's not based on what I've said or anything like that, okay? Or anything that I'm trying to say that I have heard from sources or anything. It's based on what he has said. Now, even after he said that at Gamescom, he said that they've been testing out the Luminous engine, that they've been testing out other engines. So he goes from saying that we have something, okay, teasing that, then saying we've been testing out engines, the Luminous engine, which Final Fantasy 15 runs on, now to saying, oh, it was a joke response after Nintendo contacted him about what happened at Gamescom. So you don't think at any point, as far as what Nintendo talked to him about, could have essentially affected what he said going forward in the future as far as Final Fantasy 15 on the Nintendo Switch, or what's going down there, or what's even happening? Obviously, we've seen this before with Dragon Quest XI, which I've already talked about, but I'll definitely bring it up again. Square Enix announced Dragon Quest XI, rescinded it after everyone started talking about it, then re-announced it. So they announced it, they took it back and said they're considering it, and then they re-announced it. So Final Fantasy 15, it's kind of like this weird juggling thing. He said he teased, heavily teased, and then he said, oh, now we're testing, and then he said, oh, well, it's a joke, but we're open for opportunities. Oh, and Nintendo contacted me, by the way, before I'm telling you all of this. NDAs exist, guys. There are things that Nintendo wants to do when it comes to big game reveals, which you guys will see very shortly. There will be more big game reveals out there. Like always, Nintendo wants to do things differently. They don't necessarily want to have, as far as a big game reveal, just be revealed out of nowhere. They want to have their own time and place, whether it's Nintendo Direct or other things to do that. Heck, we saw that with Rocket League. Even during the time that they were working on the system, as far as the Nintendo Switch and porting it over, they did an interview during that time and was like, oh, well, we don't know. We have to talk to the community. They were playing coy and stupid the whole time because there was an NDA in place until E3. Then Nintendo announced it at the E3 press conference. Yes, these things happen all the time. Third-party developers, when it comes to Nintendo, don't just announce things, because Nintendo has their own avenues and own ways to promote the game, especially if it's going to come out after the other versions of the game. Heck, we saw it with Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes. It was at the Nindies Direct. They didn't announce that game in full and show off the trailer at the big January press event. They announced it then and there. So there's a certain time and place that Nintendo and third-party developers work together in order to make big announcements to make the best splash. Bruh, there's some ninjas being sent there. You guys all know about the Nintendo ninjas. This is not the first time this has happened to people out there where the ninjas come and strike. This is something that is not new. Sorry, Square Enix, you can fool a lot of people out there, but you're not fooling me. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens, but I'm definitely looking forward to the future of the Nintendo Switch, because there are going to be some great announcements coming up in the future, and of course games coming 2017, 2018. There's going to be a lot of great stuff, so I'm looking forward to that. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also make sure you check out our Patreon page, pledge any tier, and be entered to win some awesome prizes each month. In addition to that, we have Discord voice chat and $10 prize eShop tournaments for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, and more. So support PE Live and PE Arena right here on PlayerEssence. Also make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the gym for the next video. Peace.